In question 17, we're given the following diagram here, where 1 goes to 2 to 3, separated by a sensory neuron, 3 to 4, separated by a motor neuron, and 4 to 5. And we're told that the reflex arc enables the body to make rapid responses to stimuli. So the reflex arc is what this question is going to be about. So we have this table here, and we're asked to work out which row in the table correctly identifies the elements 1 to 5. So let's have a look at what our elements are. We should note at this point that one of our answers, A through F, will correspond to a specific combination of numbers corresponding to identifying each of these various elements. So we want to find what the elements are and their corresponding numbers before we have a look at our answers. So let's start with what our elements are. So we have a receptor, response, stimulus, muscles, and the CNS. We should note at this point that two of these are events, a stimulus and a response, which for most people should be recognizable as the start point and the end point of a reflex arc, the reflex arc being the processes which enable an immediate or next to immediate response to a particular stimulus. And we also have the muscles, the CNS and receptors, all of which appear to be different structures within the body. So likely response and stimulus will form 1 and 5, and we have to work out in which combination receptor, muscles and CNS will be 2, 3 and 4, are three structures which are separated by the sensory and motor neuron respectively. So before we fill this in, let's have a quick think about what is going on in our reflex arc. So a hypothetical example, a hand touching a hot surface. So we'll have our stimulus, our hot surface touching the finger, and we'll have our response, the hand moving away. Now we should know that this would be 1 and 5 respectively on our table. So we can fill that in, 1 and 5. Now we need to work out in which order our structures are involved, receptor, muscles and CNS. Well, we'll have a receptor on the tip of our finger which will enable the stimulus to be detected and for an effect to be generated. So we can mark this out as 2, so when we fill in our table we can bear that in mind as the second element, the element which then leads to 3 via a sensory neuron. So we'll draw on a sensory neuron, and it leads on to the CNS, where in the grey matter there is a relay neuron, which will then infer the message onto a motor neuron, which will contact the muscles, and the muscles contraction will then mediate the effect. So we have our 3 locations in the order receptor, CNS, muscles, and that will enable the response to be generated, i.e. the hand moving away due to muscle contraction. So we have our answer. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have receptor, CNS, muscles. So we can fill that in as 2, 3 and 4. And we have our answer which corresponds to row B.